Welcome, Shoma. Welcome, Astrid.
Thank you.
And we are going to just start immediately. Please give me a minute. I have been having issues logging in. That's why I logged in. Sorry about that. Okay, so we have been having this every month, and it's been interesting. I think that this is our second episode. Give me a minute. I have been having
There's an
log.
echo.
That's why I logged in. Yeah. Sorry about that. Actually, there is. I will leave this one.
Sent you the pictures, Shuma.
Sorry.
Sent you the pictures. Surprise.
What is it? Oh.
If you can hear me, you're welcome to the program. We're just pausing for a couple of minutes whilst the techniques in the back room sort out all the technical issues, uh, I suppose due to fluctuating networks in Africa. I understand they're doing the best they can. Hopefully, we'll be back soon. But I can see you, Chioma. I can see you, Astrid. If you can hear me, note that
Yes.
whatever you say and whatever you're saying right now, it's actually going on live on YouTube. So let us ensure that we keep the conversations focused on the reason why we're here, and hopefully, we'll get started sooner rather than later. Thank you. Ensure that we keep the conversations focused on the reason why we're here, and hopefully we'll get started sooner rather than later. Thank you.
hear me, please let me know. Okay. Okay. I want to welcome the second episode of Nexus webinar with sustainability, everything about sustainability. And this is our second episode. So I'm welcoming everyone, our panelists, all the way from Germany. Also welcoming Chioma and you are going to be speaking to us on our topic today, which is breaking the waste cycle, strategies for a circular. Our panelists for today, and I'm just going to read like a brief. Okay, I'll start with Astrid because I can't see Chioma on the call anymore. So I'll start with Astrid. And maybe when Chioma, before I am done, Chioma will come up and I'm going to introduce. So, Lady Astrid Ahrens, speaker and expert and of course, an expert in what we are about to discuss today. There's the number one for communications and marketing in the field of sustainability. She's a sales, emotion, and performance manager, and she has actually won, many awards, global sustainability. So it means that today we are going to be getting, experts, what do I call it now? Expert communication, from her on this topic because it's something that she has won an award in. She's the founder of Voice Aid Association and Depeche Global. So all these organizations are organized sustainability and everything environment. So we're going to have a great time with her dissecting the topics that we're going to be discussing here today. Astrid is also a recipient of the 2024 Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award in the United States. And she has a public sustainability has long been more than it is a economy factor, national and international business. So she's going to be questions today about circular and then breaking the waste cycle. Welcome, Astrid. This is just like a brief, abridged, introduction.
Yes.
So you can just go on her LinkedIn, go online and read up about her, and we are going to have a great. So the next person we have, who is not on the
Thank
call
you very much,
yet, is Chioma. You're welcome. Chioma, anyway, she's not on the call right now. Soon join us, maybe network issues. All right. So Chioma is the communicator. She's a professional with over 16 years of experience in clear and effective communication and the top. Chioma is currently Director of Communication at Aspire Climate Vanguard and the officer at Engage PR, a strategic PR company. As Climate Vanguard is a number enterprise and they lies communities and that have dreams and people that have challenges. I think there's an opportunity they have on their site, right? Funding for a seminar that has to do with climate change. If you are an environmental change, you can apply their site. Right now is a fully funded, conference. So I want to welcome everyone, and then we are going to just meet by asking our questions. Let me reach out to Chioma to if she's having issues, and then we can just start by starting with ask. Give me a minute. Okay, she's okay. Welcome back, Chioma. We just took your introduction.
That's fine. Thank you for me for having me.
Yes. Fumi, thank you very much. It is a great honor to stay here and work with you and with Chioma. Yes. Thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you, Astrid. Thank you so much. What we are discussing today, what I would say is trend. All right, and then it's something that is affecting everyone.
We can't hear you. You'll be frozen.
The world have an audience, so today we are going to be breaking it down for what it means to the waste cycle and what are the strategies that we can apply for circular economy. Everything we are going to bring, we're going to make it practical, we're going to make it applicable for our audience, to be able to relate with it, because I believe that everything about the topic is about getting, especially the grassroots, to understand exactly what this is all about. Circular economy is all about how they can apply it their homes, anywhere that they find themselves in their community. We'll go ask the first question, my first concept of the circular economy, and what does it mean to break the loop, the waste cycle?
Yes. You are ready with the question?
Okay.
Yes, I hear a little bit from the first part from the question. I hear it, but not the rest.
So I'll take the question again. Yeah. What is the concept of circular economy? What is circular? Okay. Explain to us what it is in simple terms, and then what does it mean to break the loop of the waste cycle?
Okay. Thank you, Fumi. Yes, it's a very interesting question. Yes, the circular economy is a concept that aims to use resources for as long as possible by reusing, repairing, or recycling products and materials over and over again. Unlike the traditional linear economy, where products are made, used, and then disposed of, the circular economy creates a circle where waste is avoided and the value of materials is preserved. And when I want to break this waste circle, yes, that means we prevent the process of simply throwing things away after they have been used. Instead, it try to put everything we use back into the loop.
All right, thank you. I like. Okay, thank you. I like what she said about the value of waste material being preserved. It is waste, but it still has value. So circular economy is about preserving the value of that waste. Chioma, please, what do you have to add to this concept of circular economy?
So when I hear
we can hear you.
So when I hear circular economy, the first thing that comes to my mind is the fact that I have waste, I have a product. How long I want to extend its life value. That's the way I look at it. I want to extend the life value of it either by reusing it, by recycling it, or by repairing it. Anything that makes the life span of whatever product I have, whatever I have, anything that makes it longer for me is how I view circular economy. So it could be that you have termed it a waste, but to me, I don't want it to be a waste. So what do? I try to recycle it. I try to remake it. I try to use it in such a way that it lasts longer.
That's
and
so
that's waste.
Okay, that's such a simple way, just extending the life of something that is supposed to be a waste. That's just in simple terms. I'm sure everyone on this call to understand, to extend the life of something to be a waste, whether your house or anywhere, anything that is supposed to be a waste to you, the life. So that is what circular economy is. So it's a cycle. It's called circular. The cycle keeps going. You don't get to throw away the waste, right? So you just extend, keep using it. And thank you, Chioma. That is so applicable. So now, tell us. Now, so I want you to know, we can do these things. How can we achieve this extension of waste material individually, as individuals in our efforts? How do we reduce waste, support a circular economy? That question is for you.
Okay. So when we talk about the circular economy, I also look at it as behavioral. What attitude? What are the things that I can change as a person that will encourage or improve the circular economy? So I start with my day-to-day living, my environment. What are the things that I can contribute to in my environment? So I'm not looking at from a company perspective. I'm looking at my immediate environment. Either I'm holding a bottle. How do I reuse this bottle that I'm holding? How do I make this bottle to last long? I could turn it into flower vase. I could cut it and make it into a flower vase. It means that it stays with me. So anything that would cause me to move away from single use, either from my waste, what we call waste, could be my t-shirt that is old. I could cut it and and redesign it in such a way that it's still useful to my environment. I could clean my shoes with it. I could use it as a rag. So whatever it is in my immediate environment that I do not need to dispose, but I can convert, will improve the circular economy. So it starts with me, my behavior.
It starts with you, your behavior. It's every one of us here. Now as we know how we can extend the use, whatever it is that we consider waste is in our possession, individually. Astrid, I don't know if you have anything to add to that. What individuals do? Now we already know what that cycle are not supposed to break the cycle of waste, and we understand what circular economy is. Can you make it applicable to individuals? As already.
Yes, I think a very good point is we can do many things when we think in another way, when we get another attention for waste, yes, and the interpretation from waste, yes, and when we speak about this point, it is very important that we think about the terms use or longer instead of buying, yes, or that we rise the materials, yes. That are very important points in this in this way of thinking, or buy second-hand items. This is also
okay.
What do you say, Fumi? Yes.
I'm just affirming what you said.
Yes. Also, the thing when we use all things which we need in the household, yes, and composting, for example, foods and all things which are very valued, yes, for a good meal. So we can use the special components, and we can change the attention step for step to the foods.
Okay.
When we think food is value, yes, and the rest of the food is not waste, then we can go another way. Then we make a change, yes, in the mindset.
Are you still standing like this?
I doesn't hear.
Okay, so she spoke about food. I think that I'm getting your this thing late. So okay, I think that we understand that she has said about how we can as individuals. Speaking about food, I'm sure you was food coming to trying to practice economy. What is very important, because I mean these things, when we waste them, I would like us to know that food waste, all right, is supposed to be compost. Your kitchen waste food, you are supposed to compost and use it as organic manure, instilling it, because everything that we are talking about, we are looking at getting the landfill time, because of the effect of the emissions that come through them to the atmosphere, and even the seepages or the effluents that seep through those waste into the underground water. There are many factors involved in when we throw away waste to be able to save, the environment. There are many factors of the impact of it. So food, you should be able to, get food that you can finish, whether you are buying in bulk or whether you are cooking or whether you are a restaurant owner. Recently I was drafting something about carrying out a research on how restaurant owners can cut food waste and what they can do with that waste, because it contributes, food waste contributes a lot. So thank you, Astrid, for that. We should be conscious of how our consumption, right, it is, including food, so that we won't have, the landfills filled up on everywhere, polluted. Okay, I'll go to my next question. Is very dear to my heart, because I know that you can't separate the environment from the economy. Sustainability is, and the economy, they are mutually inclusive, and that is why I like the topic of sustainability. Once it gets into you, you will see that in everything that you do, you also consider the economic part of it, not just the environmental part. You consider the economic part, the part that has to do with economic development. So my question will now be, now that we know that the sustainability and economic development are inclusive, what can families or households do, to achieve a circular mindset? They have learned what circular economy is all about, right? They understand what it is. So what can, as families, as individuals, as communities, circular economy, to be able to improve the economy and to give money, and even also make money for themselves? Chioma, do you have anything to say to us about that?
Okay. So yes, one of the reasons we talk about circular economy is also to improve our livelihood, to improve our economic status. So when you look at that, there are a few things that families can do. The first that comes to my mind is the fact that we're very fast to dispose things. When appliances go bad, we're in a hurry to let them go because we do not want to repair them. But to think of it, when you repair things and keep using them, you actually save money. And then the very one that comes, especially as an African, that comes also to mind is when we go to vendors, when we go to the market, we're always easy to pick up shopping bags. We keep buying anytime we go to the market, we buy new ones. But we could actually reuse this thing. Thankfully, some big supermarkets are beginning to push us in that direction. The other day I went into ShopRite and I bought my things and I was told, where are you going to put them? I said, where am I going to put them? You're supposed to give me a bag. They said, no, you will buy a bag. So next time you're coming, you come with a bag. And I was like, oh, so as much as it made me uncomfortable, but it means that we are getting the message that we should actually reuse. Nothing stops you from going back with the bag that you took the other time. So little things like this, I always keep at it that is behavioral. Families can save money from repairing items. Families can save money from reusing. And another one is using food that when you want to take your food, you already know that you're not going to finish it in portions. You will still take a portion that you will waste. So these little things, they seem normal, like our daily in our daily lives, but they actually will help us save money and improve the circular economy. And energy efficiency. I've played in power sector for a decade now. If you're not using any supply, please switch it off. It's part of what we're talking about, saving and improving the circular economy. So for now, these are the ones I have that family can save money from.
I so much love the one that you talked about, carrier bag. You know, I was reading on the internet, other shopping malls in Lagos are already doing that. You pay,
Absolutely.
you
Yep.
know, 500 naira.
Yeah.
So by the time you come to shop 10 times in a month and you pay 500 naira, you understand that you have to with your own, shopping bag. And this is something that I have practiced since 2020. I've been practicing it. And so sometimes I go to the mall and then I bring out my nylon. They're looking at me like, what's up? We have nylon. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, don't worry. I have my own. Sometimes when I'm not, I'll hold it in my hand. When I get to my bag, I'll put it inside my handbag. I have a handbag that's big enough. And they want to, madam, I'll say, no, I don't need it. I have a handbag. That is why I have a handbag. I'll put it. And in all my handbags, I have one nylon there in case I want to shop. I'll pull out my nylon and I'll use it up. So I'm happy that everybody is getting, the. Is there anything you want to add to that about circular economy and then economic development, how families and communities can, save money through practicing circular economy?
Okay. Yes, I think it's possible. Yes, when we speak about the topic energy, yes, for example, we can, a circular mindset also promotes the conscious use of resources by reducing energy and water consumption. We can go of this way, and we find a possibility to use not so much money for this. Yes, and we have the households costs can significantly reduce their utility bills. Yes, that is also a very important point. And also the attention to reduce consumption. Yes, that is also interesting point. Yes, by consuming more consciously and focusing on durable products instead of short-lived products, cheap items. Yes, households can save money, so in the long run.
Okay, thank you.
And we can use
so much. Two things I want to point out for.
We can also use the point community resources. Yes, for example, when you buy a car, yes, you can change this car with some people, or when you have a bicycle, you can change this thing with others. Yes, so we can save money. Yeah, and we have more from this new resource.
Okay, that's actually excellent. So that's conservation, and anytime I talk about water conservation, I try to point out the fact that while we conserve water, we are also conserving energy. We have an energy expert here, Chioma, and I'm sure you understand what I'm saying, because Energy,
Absolutely.
at least in Nigeria, we use energy to pump water. Yes. So in the bid to conserve water, you are also conserving energy. So water
Yes.
conservation is so important, and I always say that when I'm talking about renewable resources, teaching my students, and I tell them that even though they say water is a non-renewable resource,
Mm.
you know, I I
So,
I I think that is in between. You want
so you know,
to say something, Shoma?
so you know that
Yeah.
when we say conservation, tying it to energy, it always seems like it's far fetched. You are at the sink and you're washing your plate. You're just washing one
Mm.
plate. You leave the tap on for
On.
10 minutes just to wash a plate. You're pumping water, the water is full. You leave it on for another 10, 20 minutes. That is energy being wasted.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
these little practices, we should actually, they relate water and energy. It's very important that
Very,
we
very
look at
important.
it.
Yes. Yes. So it's so water conservation is so important because now we know how, at least in Nigeria, the energy tariff has gone so high. But there are things that you can do to still be able to afford it, by controlling, the way you use energy. And water conservation is one of the major ways. And she also spoke about buying things that last, and that's what that's actually the core of circular economy. Buy things that last, manufacture things that last, so that you don't have to be disposing things at every time, repairing, buying things on bad. That is actually the core, of circular economy. So buy something that lasts. Anything that you do, whatever, even if you are building a house, when a house collapses, it is waste. All right. And it's not just waste of resources, but waste of human life as well. So anything that you do, anything that you buy, whatever it is that you want to produce or manufacture, let it be the one that the lifespan or the life 10 years, so that the cycle, that is what the circular economy is. The cycle keeps going. You keep using it. You don't have the, then you dispose of it and you buy another one. So that's just it. And pointing out, the water conservation part, and things that are strong, that will last you a long time. Because I mean, it's when you keep that, spoils of penny wise pound foolish. Why not buy the one that will last you a long time with that has a higher cost, that at the end of the day last you even much more than you expect. So that is also one of the ways that we can these are, practice circular economy as individuals and save money themselves is so important. There's the composting. Choma spoke about composting of food as well. Yeah, so let's go to the next question. Is evolving a lot, and then what we are doing in RGF is advocacy and creating awareness. All right, we are one of the core we are doing in RGF, Green Nexus. So I would like to ask that why should municipalities be interested in a secular benefits do they have, in terms of employment, environment, health, of life? Because like I said, we are out to educate people. So now what will communities do, okay, can get that benefits in terms of employment? What are the benefits in terms of our health, and then overall quality of Astrid? I would to that question.
Yes, thank you, Fumi.
Go again.
It is a very important question. What do you say?
No, continue.
Can I speak to the
I wanted
point?
to take the question again, but seems the question again.
No, I have understand what you say. Thank you very much, Fumi. Yes. I think we can, you have described the 4 points: employment, you speak about environment, health, and general quality of life, yes? When I start with the first point, it is so, a circular economy can have a significant positive impact, yes, for the labor market. New jobs is a very important point, yes. When we speak about recycling, repairing, upcycling, yes, then we have the possibility to create new jobs, yeah, in various sectors. Such as waste management, repair services, production. Yes, we have to the possibility, and that is also an important thing for the Richard George Foundation, to make a new world of jobs. Yes, new to create new possibilities. Yes. Fostering innovations, yes, is also an important point. Skills workers development, the demand of skilled workers in the field of recycling, repair, or sustainability leads to new education and training opportunities, yes. This are points which are very important. When we speak, should I go to the next point, or do you have a question?
No, go on to the next point, please.
Yes, to environment. Okay. Environment, this is the area from waste reduction, yes, we can conservation of resources. These are very important point, and the CO2 emission is also a very important point, yes. We can work in these areas, and we can do much good things, yes. Waste reduction, rising, recycling, repairing, yes. Waste that ends up in landfills. That reduces the environmental impact and the resource consumption, yes. So when I see the point conservation of resources, it is so the use of materials or multiple life cycles help protection natural resources and prevents ecosystem overuse. Then we have also the points health and general quality of life.
Okay, you want to speak to that one as well?
Okay. The important point for me, it is so, health is a very value points, yes, and we must do something for this, because we need less pollutions, less waste, recycling, and reduces use of chemicals in production, reduce the burden on air, water, and soil. This is very compact, yes, and this has directly public health benefits for all people which lives in the area. Yes, and this is so important and go in the also in the direction with companies and with yes, when you work with companies, yes, and this is a point was very important for Africa. And promotion, healthier products. Yes, that is my heartly point. Yes, so we must inspire the economy to produce sustainable products. Yes, products that contain fewer harmful chemicals and have a longer life, yes, or more likely to be produced. This can lead to healthier foods and consumer products. Yes, that is a possibility. And the last point.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes.
Astrid has spoken to employment. She has spoken about the environment, the benefits of these things, to us as to community, especially when they decide to adopt circular economy. And I'm sure that Chioma will have something to say about it as well, generally the quality of life of people. What's the benefit when they start to practice circular economy?
Yes, and while Astrid was speaking, I was thinking of imagine an economy where it's economy that is self-sufficient, where the community, everything that we need. Imagine an economy where there are no external sources. We're able to reuse the things, we're able to remake things. I believe, first of all, it will make people, it will call for more innovators. So I think that for community, it helps with economic stability if you could reuse some of the things that are internal and make products out of what you already have. I think that it will give room for people to improve their economy. It will make room for that's the word, self-sufficiency, where communities are able to raise funds within themselves by innovating with things around them. And it also promotes local products. So it means that people can actually produce what they use within their communities. So when I look at circular economy, I imagine a world where there is self-sufficiency, where people are able to innovate and use things within their environment to produce things that they can use for a long period. So economic
That's
stability,
excellent.
very key. Yeah.
Very key. Yeah. Very. So, so you just innovation. So how can, the technology be used? What are the innovative ways? Are there people, maybe organizations that are already doing something, that innovative with the circular economy, manage waste? All right. So how can technology be used to optimize waste management, recycling processes by encouraging people and individuals and communities, manage waste properly as the circular economy? Chioma, that's for you.
Okay. So whenever I hear technology, the word sensitization comes to my mind, Because first of all, for people to even buy into technology, there has to be sensitization of the people to understand how the technology will aid circular economy. So let me start again from our environment. Let's start with waste. Waste is something that our day-to-day life, each day we produce waste. So let's think of artificial intelligence where we can separate or we can censor. Imagine that you were going to throw a bottle into a dustbin that has food that can use for composting. Imagine if it beeps and gives you a red light that shows that this waste is not for this particular dustbin. So that is what I'm thinking of. If it's something, if I can't tell if there are people who are currently using them, but because waste is something that is always amongst us, that would be the first thing I would think of. That how do we separate waste using technology? So I believe that there are artificial intelligence machines that can censor this waste separation.
Yeah, I
Actually,
actually believe that too, and I know that there are some organizations that say towards that technology in circular economy. Astrid, do you have, or if they're already practicing it, in your country, or organizations that are already practicing?
I think the countries are very different at this point, yes, because we here in Europe, we work with all possibilities, yes. So an important point is also blockchain for transparency and traceability, yes. Waste tracking is a name, yes, and we have also many companies use the possibility to work with drones and robotics, yes, to control to waste the waste with drones for waste monitoring, yes, and we do. We have many possibilities because we have here the technique, and yes, we can use all these things, but it is very important for the few. We look to Africa or we look to Europe, yes, in this point. So upcycling platforms, yes, this is also a very good possibility that technology can also be used to create upcycling platforms where business and individuals can process recycled materials into new products. Yes, when we have such platforms, so we can work effective. Yes. With online marketplace, we can use materials and promote the cycle of recycling. Yes, we can printing, we can make upcycling, recycling, and we have so many possibilities. Yes, and I think it is also important that we speak about analytic systems which we use for better planning. Yes, this this are points
So
out of the view from Europe. Yes. Now we must look what is the best way for Africa.
That's interesting.
The one point is interesting: waste to energy. Yes, when we have waste, how we can use this waste to get more energy. Yes, and when we find such waste, so we can optimizing the energy.
Astrid, we're getting there. Africa is getting there. Someday we'll match Europe.
I agree. I agree. You know, technologies is something that our Nexus is looking into as well. You know, I know that
Absolutely.
I know that there are some people that they are that are some using drones to find the waste hotspots in a community or a state or a country, you know, and even I read about even using robots to sort waste in recycling companies. Right now, human beings sort waste, right? And it's quite slow, you know. So using robots to, you know, sort this waste to make it, you know, faster. And I like the one that Chioma spoke about as well. I don't know if it's been practiced anywhere, but it's something that I would love that, you know, people start putting in practice, because I know that the fundamentals of waste management is waste sorting. You know, being able to sort your waste in your house or in your office or wherever. So if there is something that can detect when you're trying to put a particular kind of waste in a place that you're not supposed to put it, you know,
but you know, it comes with
receptacle that doesn't belong to that.
It comes with sensitization.
Yeah.
That's what I say. So our people need to be educated, need to be sensitized. Because I know people will ask you, I've not even found food that I'm eating and you're telling me to separate waste. So that's like what RUGF is doing today, you know. So you keep sensitizing people to know that these things exist, and they're already working in Europe. Look at all the things that Astrid spoke about. Imagine a time where it becomes active in Africa. So sensitization, let's keep it up.
True.
And thank you to the Green Nexus for what you're doing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sure as months and years go by, RGF Green Nexus, we are going to, you know, set the pace, you know, for all those kind of innovations and technology. I also know that there are organizations that use, you know, they operate like, you know, Uber, when you have that for them to come and pick up your waste, you know. I know that in Nigeria already, some organizations that have that kind of smart, you know, technology. And I'm looking forward to, you know, us practicing those other ones in a great deal, you know, in Nigeria. And all right, I think that we will be wrapping up now. So important, you know, because I know that, you know, during advocacy, sometimes you go to communities, people, we're all listening as in a CEO of startups and most of the things that we've spoken about are things that we can do individually, homes, business owners, or does a startup, you know, and small businesses developing, you know, this innovative circular solutions, and how can they even practice about in their offices, in their organizations? You know, how can they become eco-friendly no matter what it is that they are doing, whether they are offering a service, whether they are, you know, offering products? What can they do, you know, to practice a circular economy? And as a business, what can they do to be eco-friendly? What are the innovative ways, you know, the simple innovative way that they can put into their business to see that their business is eco-friendly? Shoma, let me start with you because I know you will have a lot to say about that.
Okay, okay. To eco-friendly. Again, I go to behavior because even if they are small businesses, I'm sure they want to save money, and that is where circular economy comes in. The fact that you can change some behavioral patterns amongst your employees and put that money elsewhere into the business. So at the top of my head, I will think of
Yes.
I know when we started talking about paperless offices, where instead of typing that email, instead of
Wow.
printing out, you could actually send more emails. And I remember when banks started having the dispensable water things in their offices. At at a point, I felt, couldn't people buy? Couldn't they give bottled water? But with further sensitization, I realized that it's actually a way to save money by having things that people can easily, even if it's paper cup for people to take water from. So there are little practices that I believe that um, offices can start practicing in order to save money and put the money elsewhere. So those kind of flexible behavioral patterns that they need to change, things that things as little as producing biodegradable materials, plastics, encourage single-use plastics. Let me give you an instance. There's a school here in Port Harcourt, a boarding school. If you're going to visit your child, they make sure that you don't enter their school with plastics. So if we're going there, when I'm going
Wow.
to see my daughter, I carry jerry cans because as big as it is, make sure that your water is there. What are they trying to avoid? So that people minimize single-use plastics. So when we come for visiting day, people use that water and take their jerry cans home instead of littering the whole place with plastics. So there are just those kind of little behavioral things that can be changed even as startups.
I love that example. That reminds me of a school here somewhere in Anambra here
Okay.
where they use biogas, to cook. It's a boarding school
Mm,
as well.
mm.
They use biogas to cook, for their students instead of, you know, firewood that they've been practicing. The day I went there, I saw some stacks of firewood that they had when they were still using firewood. So imagine the trees that they cut, to be able to get all those firewoods and all that. So Astrid, I know you have something to say to us about businesses, practicing circular economy and then, implementing technology into that as well.
Yes, my experience is that small companies, businesses, or startups, yes, have the possibility to to create new innovations and upcycling innovations. They can work with new materials and products. Yes, they are very flexible when you have a small company or a startup. Yes, when I see a great company, the ways are very longer. Yes, here we have the possibility to work directly with with the people, yes, and we can realize very good new ideas. Yes, for example, I have here in Germany a company. It is a company with the name Technaro GmbH, yes, and this company go the way that they use wood. Yes, wood and use parts. Yes, they mix it and they produce um, uh, I don't know I don't know the word in English. Yes, they produce plastic, natural plastic. Yes, and this plastic you can you go in the nature after using. Yes, for example, and 100% all substances in this plastic product, yes, is totally natural. Yes, and such a possibility, yes, can you not find in a great company. Yes, you must have people which have the heart in the right place and say, yes, we want to find anything for what is good for the nature. Yes, or when you make upcycling innovations, yes, small businesses can
Yes,
develop creative
can you not find in a great company? Yes, you must have people which have the heart in the right place.
Okay, I hear me double. Sorry, Fumi. Okay. Yeah, also upcycling innovation. It is also a very good possibility. Yes, we have Anu Nadine Pali in the circle from The Voice. It is a lady. She comes out of India, live in Spain and India, and she make upcycling products out of fashion. Yes, and this is a very great area where we can do so much good things for the community. Yes, and we can create new totally new products. Yes, for example, when I have a trouser, I cut the legs. Yes, and then I have a wonderful luggage. Yes, it is we can use so many things, but this is possible with small companies. Yes, this is not possible when you work with great companies. Yes, because the business models are very flexible. Yes, and so we can do good things, but the small companies can work with the great companies. Yes, and so we can all work together, and yes, we can find ways for sustainable raw materials. Yes, when we use this materials, we have it is easier to recycle all the new things. Yes, that I think is very important.
Okay, thank you so much for that. So, I mean, she has been, Astrid has been trying what we can do as what small businesses can do to become eco-friendly, especially those in the factory. You can manufacture stuff that are biodegradable, and then also collaborate with other people that can do something, out of what
Mhm.
you are producing, so that you'll be responsible, show responsibility for the end use of what you are producing. And there's this lady, very popular lady, Lajoke Lasisi,
Yeah.
that has been weaving the sachet. Yes, and you see that many organizations are now partnering with
Absolutely.
her
Yeah.
because they are trying to take responsibilities for the end use of their process, producing, like Viva
Yes.
detergent, are now partnering with her when they saw that she's using the sachet of their detergent to weave, I know that Golden Penny is trying to come on board too. Different organizations. So these are the things that we can do, to support practice circular economy. And let's also talk about wrapping this up. Let's talk about policies, that we can put up. Chioma, I wanted to
Okay.
speak to that. Assume you have an organization. So what kind of policies can you make to see that your organization is practicing sustainability, is adapting the circular economy, and what are the things that you can use to incentivize your team members, the people working with you, even your stakeholders, to ensure that you are practicing sustainability. And after that, you can also give us
Okay.
your last words.
I think that I always ask myself, or even for organizations, what would make me adopt circular economy? What would make me adopt sustainability? What is the incentive for me as a startup? Is there something that would drive me to want to practice circular economy or even adopt it? The first thing I would, as a startup, the first thing I would think of is, would there be tax incentives for me if I go this way? Are there policies that will
Okay.
help me run my business should I decide to practice circular economy? So government should look at tax breaks for people who are in this space. And one of the things that Voice Aid, when during the Depeche program, also tried to encourage companies to give awards to company who practice sustainability. These things would make other people want to say, okay, aside it being something that will add to the economy, there are also benefits that we get from government, from even from priding ourselves that we are practicing a ESG. So I think that as government should look at having policies that also enforce these behavioral patterns, because where you don't see it as nobody, if I practice it or not, it really doesn't matter. Let them start looking at policies that will enforce this practice, because it helps the economy while ensuring that you live a healthy life. So why not embrace it?
Wow. Thank you so much, Shoma. Thank you. So what's going to be your last words to the people listening to you today about
If you are listening to this call, I read a comment from Jerry that
breaking
said
the waste
when
cycle,
people
which is what
walk into restaurants to eat, and they bring their plastic plate, or they want to eat from the restaurant, you're being looked at as, is it that you don't have money? That's Africa for you. That
yes.
is our environment. So first of all, I would like to say to people on this call, sensitization, educate. If you're on this call, you are an ambassador of circular economy, because I believe we have taken
Exactly.
something away from this. So let's start educating. Let's have that chain where we start educating our people around us to say circular economy is the way forward. You will save money and still live a healthy life. So if you're on this call, you are an ambassador. So let's do this work and educate people.
Thank you so
Wonderful,
much.
Chioma.
As we are wrapping up, please put up on the chat if you have any questions. We'll take another 5 minutes to answer questions. So Astrid, what are the kind of policies that you think that organizations can have, small and medium businesses can put into their business to ensure they are practicing sustainability and implementing the circular
Yes. Mhm.
that they can get, because,
Yeah.
so that it will be easy for them to
Mhm.
practice this thing, which is going to be
Yes. Mhm. I think when we want to be successful in this area, then we must have the right attitude. Yes, because we must understand that we have not a plan B. Yes, and
Mm.
we have the new people which start with startups that are younger people which know how important is it to work in this space. Yes, and I think small companies are very flexible. The companies are very have a great innovation point. Yes, they can do things what great companies not can do, but the great companies can pay the small companies. So the we can work together when we have the same attitude in the direction what is with the world, what is with the future. Yes, what can we give the child, the child from us in the future. Yes, we want to give a healthy world, and we can do so many things when we want to realize this. And when we go in cooperation, yes, Shioma, I want to say thank you very much for to speak about the Depeche. Yes, we have a platform where we awarded sustainable companies. Yes, whole Germany work together to find these wonderful companies, and we go around the world because we need role models. Yes, we need companies. Which show us, yes, that is the right way. We can go this way, and we are successful when we go this way. And this is an important point that we get more attention for the area for climate, for environment, for upcycling, yeah, for all the things. Yes, and the government must support these companies which have such good ideas, or the small companies, yes, go to great companies and speak with these companies for to find an investor. Yes, that is possible, and this example can go around the world because we have own world, and we have now the chance, yes, to do good things. And this is the point. And when you find a good company which is sustainable, yes, please call me up. Yes, and we want to speak and we want to honor this company also in Africa.
Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much,
Thank you
Astrid.
very much.
I like that. And I think that something she said that we need role models in this, sustainability um, talks, and not just individuals, but then organizations as well. And I also want to say that we should be able, to support organizations, that practice sustainability. I always use this example. There's a mall in Lagos, Bokumat. They are the first people I discovered that, were championing you coming to the mall with your um nylon bags, right? So when I discovered them, I go all the way. I pass many malls close to my house in Lagos, and I still go all the way to that Bokumat,
Yeah.
to patronize. So it's one of the things that we should do also as individuals, support these organizations. And especially also, like Astrid said, the government should also, Chioma mentioned that you have,
Yeah.
incentives, have a way that they support organizations, businesses that want sustainability, so that they can be encouraged, and so that other companies too can see them and, the same thing, so that there will be this there will be that trend or that pattern, of organizations keening into,
Yeah.
being practicing sustainability, in their businesses. So thank you all so much. I will go through the comments to see if we have any questions. Jerry said, Ambassador Jerry to the rescue. I like that. A lot of people are, are making pledges to become ambassadors of a circular economy. Yusuf Emmanuel said we can use renewable source of energy in rural areas since the cost of power supply is high. Yes, because these days we have what they call boreholes powered by solar energy, especially in the rural areas where they don't have enough there's no electricity, so that you see that they keep having water because it's powered by renewable source of energy. And I think it's also something that every organization should also practice. There are some organizations that are off the grid, they are off the energy grid completely, totally. So if you are here, you have an organization, you can afford it, please go ahead. Okay, Workman said technology is making everything simple. Yes. And I look forward to when organizations will start coming up with technologies, for waste management and sustainability, to make it easy for us, and to see that every implication of not practicing circular economy is easily sorted out, by technology. Okay, Jerry again says there is this concept. Okay, that's what Choma read. There's this concept that while you eat in public places, you are perceived to be a big man or a status person. You must not eat all the food on the plate. How do we break this ideology? I mean, I've not heard it before, but if there's something like that, why would you not eat all the food on your plate?
I wonder.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't really mean anything. When you are, if they bring the food for you and you think that it's too much, you can ask them to reduce it, and you still finish all the food on your plate. Okay, I think that's it about the comment section. I'm hoping that everyone understood what we said, what we discussed today, and they have made a pledge to be ambassadors of the circular economy. And that is why we have more comments and suggestions and ideas than questions. So I love that. So thanks to our panelists, Chioma Aniwe and Astrid Ames. Thank you so much. You did justice, to this topic that we discussed today. And I'm going to, once it's uploaded, I'm going to share it, and I encourage all of us to share it with our network for people that couldn't join to go and watch. Because what we do in RGF Nexus is Green Nexus is to bring this thing about sustainability, bring it down to the grassroots, make it as practicable as possible for everyone, to be able to practice sustainability and apply it in every aspect of your life. So I want to say thank you to our founder, Mr. Richard Joe, Richard Joe Foundation. Thank you to our COO, Stella.
Thank you.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Director LGF next month. And to our panelists, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it. And hopefully we will have you again, because I know that you have a lot. You didn't even exhaust everything that you have to say today because of time. So hopefully we'll have you again some other time discussing another topic, because this conversation, we will keep having it. We can't stop having it until we get it right. We celebrated the International Day sometime last week. And then people are asking, is it zero waste? I think that there are some countries or close to that, like Sweden. At least I know that one. So we'll keep having this conversation. I want to say, I'm always trying to say conservation. I'm so used to conservation. We'll keep having this conversation until we get it. So thank you so much. This is where you come to the end of today's webinar, and we look forward to having you again, our audience, and even your family and friends in our next month edition. Thank you so much, Astrid. Thank you so much, Chioma. See you some
I
other
will
time.
say also thank you to the whole organization, to you. For me, it was wonderful. Thank you very much. And thank you to Chioma, to Richard, and to the audience. Yes, it was very nice to speak with you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Chioma, you have something final to say to us?
It's bye-bye. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye then. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.